Hello, everybody on our YouTube station, our new YouTube station that is. Today we have Joe Mock here. Super excited to have him at the Bling Bling Jam. He'll be back. Well, the first time teaching that is, but he's been in the Bling Bling Jam before. But before that, we really want to get to know Joe. For folks that you think you know Joe, you may not know Joe. Okay, you know he's a great artist and all that, but I want you to get to know him a little bit better. And for those that don't know Joe, I want you to know who Joe is as well. And then we're going to talk about the Bling Bling Jam. So I'm just kind of ask some questions, and this is for the balloon family and the balloon world to know him a little bit better. And I know he's from New York, but I'm going to let you take it away, Joe. Let everybody know who you are, where you start your balloon career, where you're from, and what you're up to now.
Hey guys, Joe Mock here from the Balloon Brothers. Um, Super excited to be coming to Bling Bling this year. I got a lot of new stuff to teach in the classes, stuff to teach in the jam room, some real fun stuff that I know everybody's going to love and have a great time. And I'm also looking forward to seeing everybody and enjoying that time with you and learning some new things myself. Because although I do teach, designs and things, I'm always learning from everybody. So I take all that knowledge that I get and I pack it into my repertoire and use things, reinvent things, and try to help us all become the best possible artists that we can all be. Um, some of you know me, I'm Joe Mock. Some of you don't know me, I'm Joe Mock. I'm from Buffalo, New York. My brother Brad is from Buffalo, New York. We've been twisting balloons for about almost 12 years now. How we got started twisting balloons was about 12 years ago. My brother Brad, the other balloon brother, was at a block party in his neighborhood, and they had a clown there who was twisting simple balloon animals for the kids. And there was such a high volume of kids that he asked if anybody would want to learn how to make like a simple sword and a simple balloon dog to help him keep the queue line moving along faster. So my brother Brad, if you don't know Brad, he's a super humble, generous guy. So he automatically volunteered to help and learned how to make just a simple one balloon sword and a simple one balloon dog. Had a great time doing it. Came home, or to my home, I should say. He came over my house a few days later and he said, "Hey, let me show you what I learned." And he showed me that he could make a balloon or two. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I was like, wow, we never even got balloon animals as kids. I maybe have gotten a helium balloon, but never a twisted balloon. So when I seen that, I instantly fell in love with it. And I thought this is super cool. And we both were talking about how at the time we were working jobs and we were like, well, maybe we could do this on the side to make some money. So we actually went to Party City, bought a bag of like 244 twisting balloons and 260s and just started playing around with them at home. Then we thought, hey, maybe we should look at YouTube and Google things to see if there's other balloon art. And then we didn't really know there was like groups or anything. So we just saw what we could and we tried to replicate it. We would watch videos from like Sergei Loganov or like Michael Floyd. And we still were very new at learning it, so we didn't have a grasp of it, but we kept pushing at it. And I would say within a couple of months, like 2, 3 months, the balloon bug caught us, and it was over at that point. We knew that we had to do balloons for the rest of our life, whether we had jobs or not. We knew that we loved balloons and loved to make people happy from making balloons. So, yeah, we just started at that point, and then, fast forward a few years, we developed, kind of like our own style of twisting, where we took a lot of stuff that we seen from other people and had our own ideas. And then we started jumbling things around together to come up with new formulas to have different looking things. And then fast forward a few more years, we spend a lot of time that we can coming up with new things and trying to create new designs. And I know we haven't been as prevalent online as we want to be. That's due to like, things in your personal life, having children, things going on and stuff like that. But I promise you, we got a lot of new stuff. I was at a convention earlier this year and taught, and I can promise you that all the stuff that we have is brand new, never been done before, super fun, super easy. And I cannot wait to come to Bling Bling and show you guys a lot of stuff that I have for you guys to help you out. I really can't wait. And I really thank Steve for putting Bling obviously together and holding it every year because it's an amazing convention. But I also thank him from the bottom of my heart for inviting me out to come show you guys some of the stuff that I have sitting on deck waiting for you.
Well, thank you. I thank you too for coming, and I so appreciate you. That's amazing, and everybody's looking forward to and you're welcome to seeing you. Wow, I didn't know that about your story, and everyone's stories are sort of similar in terms of how they got into balloons, but different. It's interesting, so that's great. I didn't know that. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Um,
Yeah,
so
of course.
so if you could get into a little bit about what you're going to be teaching at Bling Bling Jam a little bit more if you could, and why you think people should come. If there's anything else you can say outside of what you already said. I know what you
Sure,
told me,
sure.
and I was excited about it. I was like, oh, this is great. So,
Sure, I have two classes as of now. There may be a possible third, but for right now, I have two super good classes that are guaranteed going to go. The people that take the classes are going to leave with something that they can use immediately when they get home.
oh,
Um,
awesome.
I like I like doing complex balloons, but I know when I go to conventions or I teach at places or I teach in a jam, not everybody is into doing the complex stuff that I like to do. So, and there's nothing wrong with that, but some people's day-to-day balloon work doesn't really relate to doing stuff like that. I like to, have an open-ended um, repertoire where I don't really use a menu or anything. I like to let the kids kind of give me some ideas of things that they like so that, I try to make the kid feel a part of what we're doing together. And sometimes I feel like with a menu that kind of limits the kid's imagination and maybe they like something that's not on the menu. So not that what I do is for everybody, but this is the specific way that I like to make balloons. But I also know that when people come to conventions, they want to have stuff that they can learn that they can use immediately. Like, and when I mean immediately, like they can go to the jam room and replicate it like right away. They don't want to have to think about it or review it. And I know Steve does video courses of the convention, so you will have a video of it. But I know that people really enjoy designs that you can instantly soak into your bloodstream and be like, "This is a part of me now. I'm going to do this." So one of the classes is something that I get asked for a lot. I know a lot of people get asked for it a lot, which are Pokemon. Um, I
Oh,
get at in this. I don't know if it's like this with everybody's area, but in my area, Pokemon is like insane. So I get asked for them all the time, and there's so many different designs and variations to make Pokemon that
yeah.
sometimes it becomes cumbersome. Think trying to find a good design, or I'm always trying to impress my customers, so I want to do something new. And so what happened was my brother Brad and I were jamming a few months back, and Brad was doing like a Pokeball. And I thought to myself, it was a fast one too. So I thought, well, what if we could do something easy where you don't even have to create the whole Pokemon? You can just create like basically it's like having the head of a Pokemon pop out of the Pokeball, like they're emerging from the Pokeball. And the cool thing about the design is I've got I think about 25 Pokemon now that you can do with the same design, which is cool because we're usually stuck with like Pikachu, Charmander, Squirtle, like the same few Pokemon that everybody does. I found an easy way to do it to where you could do a huge array of Pokemon and they're all the same design. The only thing that changes is like the ears. Some Pokemon have like real distinct tails. So it's all up to you. And it's super simple in the sense that the base design I guarantee when you see it, you're going to be like, this is insane that I never thought of this. It's so simple and it's so effective. And if you spend another minute, not even a minute and a half, maybe tops, you can add a couple little extra details that really, really make the design pop for your customers. And it's cool because if you're in a situation where you're like in line work or something like that, you can do the base version. Or if you're at like a birthday party and you have that extra minute or two, you can add the extra details to make it look insane. This is the only Pokemon design that I do now. It saves me time, stock, which is super important. Saving stock, in my opinion, in these times post COVID is super crucial. Before COVID, I wouldn't care. I would use whatever I could on a balloon. But as you guys know, it's harder and harder to get a hold of good quality product in a timely fashion. It's always out of
Yeah.
stock. So I try to get the best bang for my buck out of everything. And when you see the design, you're going to see what I mean. Like I try to utilize every single part of the balloon to get maximum, output of what I'm using. And it's a super simple design. I call them Pocket Monster Mayhem. I guarantee you, this is from Joe from the Balloon Brothers. I guarantee you're gonna love this Pokemon design, and it is guaranteed going to be your Pokemon design going forward. And when you do these for your customers, you're gonna get ohs and ahs and oh, look at how crazy it looks. It's so simple and easy. The only thing that I would say that will be difficult is drawing. It requires drawing on it, which everybody knows. You know, not everybody has the same marker hand. But what I will tell people is when I found this Pokemon design and I was happy with it, I started Googling Pokemon faces of the Pokemon that I could do. And I would literally practice them on like, not even on the same color, like a yellow for Pikachu, blue for Squirtle. I would take whatever random round balloon I had and I would practice the eyes and the mouths of different Pokemon. And now I can do it flawlessly without even thinking about it. And that's only because I've drawn it hundreds of times. And I know all of you guys could do the exact same thing with some practice and some time on your hands. Super awesome class. I'm super excited because we've never shown this on Facebook or anything like that, but I do it for all of my events. And I guarantee you guys are going to love it. And the other class
Oh,
that I have is a brand new design, never been done. I think I've only done it at a few parties um, because some of the stuff that I do, I like to make sure that it's fully functional before I bring it out into the real world because I don't want to have to waste time, redoing bubbles or doing this or that. I like to sit at home and jam, which I do a lot, and I want to make sure that I have it super good the first time around. And I call them cuffy critters because it's basically like taking a really high quality looking balloon animal. And one of the things that I like to do is I used to always have a philosophy of focusing on the head because that's the main piece that any person is going to focus on is the face or the head. It's the first thing they recognize, the first thing that they can relate to what you're making for them. So I started doing that and then I would make there's as you know, Steve, there's a billion ways you can make a body for
oh yeah.
anything in the
Mhm.
world. So sometimes I would make bodies that just took too much time, and it's nothing's worse than spending a lot of time on a good balloon for a kid, and then they turn around and drop it and it pops, or something
Oh,
happens and then
yeah.
you got to read like, oh man, come on.
Yeah.
So what I did was I didn't eliminate the body, but I was like, uh, how can I make this animal with less time, less stock, and in more of a fluid motion as opposed to me having to grab balloons every couple minutes for legs, grab a balloon for arms? How can I get everything into one shot and still make it look super awesome? And the reason why I call it cuffy critters is because they go on the cuff area of your arm, your wrist, and this way it ensures that the kid has less of a chance of dropping. And I call it the drop and pop where the kid grabs the balloon, turns around, boop,
Yeah.
drops
I
the
know.
balloon.
Especially if it's outside, forget it. I know. Yeah.
You're like, no. So I try to eliminate that whole scenario even happening. Everybody does bracelets and stuff like that. And this is no different in the sense that it's a bracelet, but it's super simple. It's the same process, just like the Pokemon design. The only thing that you'll change is ears or noses, depending on what animal that you're doing. But you
Mhm.
can get almost countless. There's infinite possibilities with it. That's what I love designing is things
Cool.
that are modular, where you could
Yeah.
just change a little thing here, a little thing there. And I guarantee you they're going to be a huge hit at Bling. They're super easy to do. They're super cute. They always look amazing no matter what animal you're doing. As long as you follow the formula, it's going to look top notch and killer every single time. And I'm actually super proud because it's a brand new thing I just made recently. And out of anything, it saves me a lot of time and a lot of stock because I don't have to do those big bodies anymore or a whole involved body where it has everything. The kids don't care as long as the head looks like a cat or it looks like a dog and you have a cute little body on it. And then you just use the excess to make the bracelet piece that goes under. And the way the body is made, the body perfectly fits over a wrist. So it kind of looks like the animal is like just barely sitting. Yeah,
Oh,
it's hard
cool.
to explain. When you see it, it looks super cool. Every time I make one, people are always like, "Oh, that's amazing! It's so cute." So I know you guys are gonna love it.
Oh,
I wouldn't do it unless I thought you guys were gonna go crazy over it.
right. Well, we know your work is great, so I believe you. I'm sure they all do too. That's awesome. Wow, very
And of course,
exciting.
I have other stuff too that I plan on doing in the jam room.
Yes.
I invented a balloon game with my son like a year ago, and
Oh, cool.
I yeah, it's really cool, and I'll probably be showing that in the jam room because it's really fun to play. So not only will I show you guys in the jam room, we can all play the game, and I'll explain to you how it works. And I guarantee when you guys go home, you'll if you have an event that fits that type of design, you'll use the game. It's amazing.
Oh,
It's
cool.
awesome. It's fun. Super simple to do.
Wow, that's
I got
awesome.
I got I
You said,
got tons of stuff.
yeah,
I really do.
yeah, yeah. No, it sounds
I'm
amazing.
I'm I'm actually teaching my 7-year-old son how to do balloons,
Really?
and
Oh, wow.
yeah, he's actually really good, man. In the sense that he pulls me out of my comfort zone and has me try things and do things I didn't
I
do.
bet.
And he invented a sword
Yeah.
that is actually my favorite balloon sword of all time.
Oh,
And the
wow.
cool thing about it is that yeah, I'll show you guys that bling. He calls it the bird sword, even though it has nothing to do with birds. It doesn't look
Yeah.
like a bird, right? But that's what he calls it. But I'm telling you guys, it is the hands down best balloon sword I've ever seen in my life. And the cool
Wow.
thing is my 7-year-old son invented it on
Invented it.
accident.
Wow. So we're gonna call him Mini Joe. That's great.
Yeah, his name is Joe Jr., so he
Oh,
is Mini
oh, I didn't
Joe.
know that.
Yeah, yeah, I can't wait to show you guys. He invented a couple different things
Yeah.
um, on his own, and he was just playing around. And we're jamming. I'll jam out with him, and then I would look over and see what he's doing. And the one day I seen, he made it what looked like a sword to me, and I
Yeah.
picked it up, and I was like, "Buddy, if I just change a bubble here or there, this might be the best balloon sword." And I'm not joking with you when I say this. I
Right.
only make this sword now because when I'll make an old 350 sword or something, and then I'll make the bird sword, the
Right.
kids I've not had one kid say they want the old 350 sword. They always want the bird sword.
Wow. That's awesome. I can't
Yeah,
wait to see that. That's exciting.
yeah.
Very
Not
cool.
only is it cool, it looks cool, but like it's functionally the best sword ever because as you know, when you make a balloon sword, it flops around when you swing it like that.
Yeah.
And my son's bird sword, it's real stiff like a real sword. So when you swing it, it has like real stability when you swing it around. It's awesome, man. And it's always makes me so happy to know that my son did it. So whenever I
Yeah.
make it, I always tell the kid like, yeah, my son came up with this. I'm so
Ah,
proud.
of course. That's great. That's awesome. I love that. Maybe one day he'll come to Bling with you. That's great.
Yeah.
Very
I've
cool.
actually been talking about that with my wife.
We have,
I
oh,
want
fun.
to take it.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, well, maybe not this year, but I'm saying in the
Right.
future, I'm
Right,
like, I
right,
would
right.
love
Of
to take.
course.
I
Of
call him
course.
JoJo, so I'm like, I would love to take JoJo, man. He would love it.
Right. Wow, that's so cool. Joe, I'm so excited that you're coming to Bling and everybody's excited to see you. And I'm glad this is worked out for this year. And of course, hopefully we're going to have you back another year or two. But let's have a good time this time for sure. And I can't wait to see your classes and hang out with you in the jam room. And we have three balloon companies coming. We have Batalic with jam product, Decomex, and Elitex. That's another new brand. So it'll be interesting to see what you come up with whatever you. I don't know if you have a preference, but I mean, like most of us, we want to try everything. So I don't know, you know, how you roll with the brands, but at least we have a few different choices and stuff. Especially how we have the shortages forever. It's like good to have choices and experiment the new balloons. So I think the jam room is going to be jamming, if you will, seeing what people come up with the product. You know.
Yeah, I can't wait. I plan on making not only doing awesome classes and having a good time with everybody and making sure everybody else has a good time. I plan on making some really awesome, wild stuff while I'm there too.
Cool, cool, awesome. Any
It's like
last
it's
thoughts?
like
Oh, sorry.
one
Go ahead. Go ahead.
no. What I would tell people is bring an open mind, bring some glue dots, bring some markers,
Yeah.
and yeah, keep an open mind because I got a lot of fun stuff that is super unorthodox to what we're doing, like on the normal day-to-day basis. And I want to help everybody. I want you guys to go away from Bling and be like, not only was it worth the money, but I'm going to change up the way I do a whole bunch of things in my day-to-day career, because I know there's a lot of it's been kind of, I'm not going to say stagnant, but twisting stuff and like line work stuff. It's really hard to find a lot of new fun things out there.
Right.
And I have been listening to people who message me through Messenger and stuff like that, saying, "Hey, could you come up with some things that are for line work?" Like the bird sword I was talking about is line work, and it's mega cool. A lot of the stuff that I'm going to be teaching in classes is line work adaptable easily, and
Good.
I want you guys to walk away and feel like you can have a whole new perspective on making balloons for people, and feel confident that you can go back and give your customer something new and fresh that'll make them be super impressed with you and want to book you more. That's my goal for you guys.
Awesome. I love that. And Joe, you fit so well into our event. I'm so thankful that you're coming, and you are what Bling is all about. So we appreciate you and looking forward to everything. Were there any other last comments or thoughts that you wanted to add in, or did we cover everything? I know it was a mouthful and
I
some
think we
good
covered
information.
anything. I want to thank Steve for everything. I want to thank you for
You're
allowing
so
me to
welcome.
spread my wings and teach. I love teaching more than anything, and I can't thank you enough, Steve. I really appreciate you throwing Bling. You know I love Bling. I told you that since the
I
first time I went
do.
there,
And
and
you're
it's
welcome,
been
and
a
thank
long.
you too. We appreciate you, your brother. I wish your brother could come this time, but that's okay.
Yeah,
We
me
have
too.
you.
Trust me.
Yeah, I know. Things life gets in the way sometime, but we are super excited and it's going to be awesome, Joe. Thank you for being you. Thank you for sharing for the balloon community, and I hope this helps everybody to get to know Joe a little bit better as well. But sometimes we don't have the time to do that, or we don't take the time to do that. And we all have a story outside of balloons as well, and how we got started, and it's all good stuff. So thank you, Joe. Looking forward to seeing you, and everybody. Show him some love. Make sure you put some comments there, some likes. Make sure to subscribe so you can see your favorite teachers and more coming on this station. And we will be having a Zoom on the 27th, our last Zoom for Bling Bling Jam. Make sure to contact us to participate. If you're registered, you get to get in. If you've never been in one before, we'll give you a pass, but it's only the first 100 people to get in on that. And it's 8 to 10 p.m. on next Thursday, a week from today. Well, actually, a week from today when we're filming this. This is going to load up, I think, on Wednesday, the day before. So you'll hear about it right on time. So with that said, you guys, thank you so much. Blinging on. And Joe and I will see you really soon. Over and out. Bye-bye.